Thanks for joining us here on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Tuesday, July 15th. Tonight, following up on multiple wildfires across the state and hearing from those that are directly affected. But before we do that, let's talk to meteorologist Sean Kelly. I was going to start off the show by saying time is money, Sean, and I feel that way. We've got time here to discuss the changes right now, but your time being spent is now looking at some beautiful flowers and the bloom here in Utah.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Where was this taken? Do we know? No,
like
I know that. Never mind.
Is it Alta? Yeah.
Alta. I needed the wide shot. Sorry. Yeah, typical wildflowers up there. They're beautiful right now.
Yeah, going to be a great weekend to do that, to check out the wildflowers. Right now, though, we're dealing with some strong winds, and we've been talking about that here all day long. And you can see we've got a severe thunderstorm into southeastern portions of Idaho there. That's into the Bear Lake area. That's through the next 30 minutes or so, where we've already reported and seen a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So again, this has been something we've been tracking all evening long, with the potential for 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds. We've got some thunderstorms pushing through the Park Valley area and then down towards the south across the Wasatch Front. These have been dry showers and thunderstorms, not adding to much, if any, rain across much of the state. You could see further down towards the south some lightning into the Provo area, and then a few scattered areas of some showers from Richfield. This cell in particular in the Fillmore area produced over 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so that's causing some serious damage in many areas. Some isolated downpours into the Escalante area southward into Page, Monticello, Blanding, seeing some gusty winds as well. So right now across the state, we've had many areas report 50 to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Right now, currently 40-mile-per-hour winds nearly into the Provo area, 40 miles per hour into Milford, Canyonlands, down through Blanding and Monticello. So it is a windy evening, and you can see outside right now it is cloudy. It's a little bit dusty. We've got some wildfire smoke out there, some haze, 92 degrees after seeing a high temperature of 99 degrees. As we head through the evening, in the next hour to hour and a half, we'll see the potential for an isolated shower or storm, but generally drying things out, and we get ready for some cooler weather tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up. My First Alert weather forecast.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. Tonight, fire crews have their work cut out for them in Sevier County. Natalie Wattis reports more than 5,000 acres have burned in the Fish Lake National Forest on the Monroe Canyon Fire.
There are roughly 190 firefighters working to put out the Monroe Canyon Fire up in this ridgeline today. You can see just how smoky and hazy this whole horizon is. And I'm told in addition to the red flag conditions, the firefighters are dealing with steep and rocky terrain. The Monroe Canyon Fire has burned 5,028 acres and is 0% contained. Fire crews are focusing on structure protection, as that is all they have the resources to do. Monroe Meadows, Manning Meadows, and Maggleby areas have been evacuated. And the Sevier County emergency manager told me on the phone this afternoon they're also evacuating the Elk Estates area northeast of Maggleby. Now, despite the dramatic view of the fire, people in the town of Monroe say this is nothing new for them.
Watching it has been different because you could literally see it moving. So you could see the flames from like here, and then it would be like 30 seconds later and they're jumping to here. So that part, that's a little nerve-wracking to watch, but they really do know what they're doing up there.
The Great Basin Team 3 will be taking command of this fire tomorrow. Officials say the fire zone and evacuation area will be expanding tonight. In Sevier County, Natalie Wattis, KUTV 2 News.
Earlier today, I spoke to a man who owns a cabin near the fire lines of the Monroe Canyon Fire. He is not physically on the property full time, but he has cameras on his property. In real time, he is able to watch as the fire creeps closer to his cabin. Take a listen.
What's it been like for you the last couple of days here, just watching this unfold and not maybe physically being there, but watching through the cameras?
It's been highs and lows, like Sunday night, I thought, oh, what's it going to be like, and then you watch them dropping all that on the towers and trying to stop it at the, cell towers and the TV stations and towers and everything. And then waking up Monday morning and it's all calm and they kept it on that side of the mountain. It didn't break the thing. And you're like, oh, sweet. They got a fire line at the ridge. It's not going to come over. And then all of a sudden get messages about 2:00 saying, hey, what's it like up there? I heard it come over the ridge, and you look and the fire's right there, and then you're just heartbroken. You're, sick to your stomach, stressing about it. And then over, you see the flames at night, and then in the morning it dies down, the smoke calms and stuff, and you're like, okay, we're gonna be all right. And then the winds pick up, and then it's like, oh no, here we go. So it's a roller coaster.
How thankful are you that you can keep an eye on it?
I'm really thankful. I love it, and I've made so many connections with people with property up there because they've seen my pictures and they're like, oh, so thankful that they get some insight. We have a rental property in Texas last year that got hit by the hurricane, and we didn't have any cameras or anything, and we didn't know anybody because we just bought the property. And so I know the other side of it, not knowing anything and not be able to connect to anybody. And so I've been trying to share as much pictures and much information as I have with everybody that I can find out there. So that was cool. That was like a total relief. You're like, oh, somebody's looking out for me, kind of a thing. I go up there every chance I get, even if it's just for a couple hours. I'll drive 3 hours up there to turn around, spend 2 hours up there, turn around, drive 3 hours home, or whatever, just to get away for a little bit. I go up as many weekends as I can in the year. I spend all the time I can up there. It's something I've worked for my whole life to be able to have that.
You remain pretty hopeful?
I do. I've got an advantage. My campers are in the meadow, not in the pine trees. And with the flame retardant they've dropped and that kind of stuff, I think, I'm hopeful that way. I still stress I have 2 campers up there, a side-by-side up there, a backhoe up there. I have a lot of personal property up there that I haven't been able to get off. So I'm more hopeful than I should be, but I am hopeful and I'm pretty confident that they'll protect it. They've done a good job so far from what everybody I've talked to. I was just looking at footage that my camera recorded overnight, and they were literally there all night. I seen trucks going by at 2 o'clock in the morning. People camped out right in my front yard at 4 in the morning watching the fire. Trucks going by nonstop all night, siren lights flashing. So knowing that they're there running around the clock is, definitely reassuring.
So more than 5,000 acres have burned in the Monroe Canyon Fire. Many cabins and historic structures are threatened. Another reminder that officials believe the fire was human caused. The U.S. Forest Service is asking for help in the search for a potential suspect. That person was seen driving a UTV on the west side of Monroe Mountain just before the fire sparked on Sunday. The UTV is described as a newer 2-door vehicle in dark blue with red and white markings. It may also have a cracked lower windshield on the passenger side. So if you know anything about this, you're encouraged to contact the U.S. Forest Service with their law enforcement division using the number you see on your screen. It is 801-388-3402. And in light of all the fires, leaders from across the state of Utah and Intermountain West gathered for a wildfire symposium today at Black Rock Mountain Resort, organized by the town of Hideout under the theme Wildfires Have No Boundaries. Wildfire experts, municipal leaders, state and federal officials, as well as insurance industry experts collaborate and discuss a wide array of topics related to wildfire prep and risk mitigation strategies.
This is one of the first of its kind, and the first that we've heard of that's a kind of a grassroots event. Several months ago, we got with the community members and community leaders of Hideout and started talking about this wildfire issue. Obviously, with all the devastation that we have on the west coast, it kind of brought it to the forefront to our community members. And as we discussed it with them, we talked about ways that we can do to make them more fire resilient.
As we approach the 24th, Chief Hales urging the members of his county to refrain from excess firework usage and to consider attending professional shows in your area before doing them at home. Fires continuing to burn across the state. Crews are slowly making progress on the Deer Creek fire burning in eastern Utah near the border with Colorado. The fire has some containment there on the southwest portion by the Old LaSalle town proper. So far, the flames have burned nearly 13,000 acres and a handful of cabins. Nearly 400 first responders are on the front lines of this one. The cause here under investigation. Some good news on our southern Utahns for the folks there by St. George, Pine Valley area. Containment up on the Forsyth fire up to about 77% now. Today, crews were conducting repair work around the fire's edge. The Pine Valley area can expect the smoke levels to hopefully reduce, taking the county back to moderate air quality. Light rainfall last night assisted on the southern edge of the fire, which allowed crews to construct a fire line in the area. An update for you on the fire-nado vortex fire whirl that took place on Saturday. This was at the Deer Creek Fire. The vortex has been rated an EF2 with maximum winds of 122 miles per hour. NOAA Damage Assessments conducted a survey earlier this afternoon and included findings of these pictures you see on your screen here. Just a blown off roof and smashed windows at properties. These are outside of Old LaSalle. I posted a lot of this information on my socials, by the way. If you always want to be up to date with what's going on in the fire world here in Utah, you can find me on X, Brian_Schnee. I do a lot of the same on Facebook as well, Brian Schnee TV. We have some great videos and a lot of current information on the social platforms, so please follow along there. And as wildfire season continues, stay with 2 News for the latest updates and breaking news alerts as new fires start. You can find our past reports on fire safety, all the interviews with fire chiefs, fire crews rather, for tips on how to stay fire aware. They're all on our website, KUTV.com, also on our YouTube page. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, the White Sage Fire, Dragon Bravo Fire, they continue to burn near Fredonia. We'll hear from the mayor of the town about the impact these fires have and will have on his small town moving forward. Well, keeping with the wildfire theme here, the White Sage Fire and Dragon Bravo Fire scorching more than 60,000 acres combined for the small border town of Fredonia, Arizona. The damage already being felt. Liv Kelleher sat down with the mayor, who says the fire is highlighting deeper problems in land management and rural economics.
Economically, this is going to kill us this winter, this summer, and then for the next year. Kanab and Fredonia rely heavily. We get 4.8 million people that come through here going to the Grand Canyon every year, and with it closed, it's going to really impact.
Crews have made progress along containment lines, but the threat isn't over as monsoonal storms are expected to bring new risks.
It could be heavy wind, it could be shifting wind, it could be both.
Mayor Johnson says he's grateful for the work firefighters are doing, but believes decades of mismanagement left the land vulnerable.
This fire didn't start last week or the week before or whenever it started. This fire started 20 years ago because of management.
He says declining timber harvests combined with overgrown forests have created a landscape prime for catastrophic fire.
There's probably more timber burnt in the last few days than has been sold off of that mountain in 20 years. And that affects us economically.
While the White Sage Fire hasn't destroyed structures, Dragon Bravo has consumed the historic Grand Canyon Lodge and dozens of other structures, dealing a major blow to the region's tourism economy.
I think they need to do something to get that thing open so they can at least go out there and see it. And I don't think we can survive without that being opened up.
In Fredonia, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
We were talking about that vortex that you and I spoke about yesterday. I mean, you have a microburst wind right now of 66. Double that?
I know.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Double that. I mean, we were talking about this afterwards, our conversation. Wasn't really sure if they were going to survey that. And then it caught me by surprise that they did.
They did, yeah. And just absurd. The power of nature, and it's just crazy. And
fascinating.
And,
really is. Glad nobody was hurt, by the way. Especially all the fire crews are out there riding it out.
Right.
Literally underneath.
And how intense that heat was.
Unbelievable.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we saw some pretty nasty wind gusts today. We were mentioning it all day long, the potential for 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Well, that verified up and down the I-15 corridor. Fillmore there seeing the strongest winds, 66 miles per hour. Vernal, West Jordan Bench nearing 60 miles per hour. Bear Lake, Tooele County area seeing over 50 mile per hour winds. And we're still seeing some pretty strong wind gusts. Now, it's really lacking moisture with these cells and storms pushing through the area, these rain showers. A lot of it's evaporating before reaching the ground. So the primary risk right now continues to just be some lightning strikes out there and some severe microburst winds. Now we do have one remaining severe thunderstorm warning. That's for the next 10 minutes or so for portions of Bear Lake area. This is collapsing and weakening, so I don't expect that severe thunderstorm warning to be extended. It'll likely expire. Back down towards the south and west, we have one cell here just west of the Park Valley area. That's continuing to weaken quite a bit. And then we have some showers here across the Wasatch Mountains. We just saw a few sprinkles here across the valley floors. This more so strong to severe weather is now behind us as these storms continue to move eastward and weaken quite a bit. One lightning strike in the Fillmore Richfield area that's pushing out towards the east slowly and kind of stalling down towards the south. Some isolated showers there, including the Monticello area, producing more winds than rain. So out ahead of this, we've got a cold front that'll be moving in as we get into the overnight. Those showers move out of here by 10 p.m. 7 a.m. we are waking up to dry conditions and also cooler weather as well. We'll get another round of some showers and some thunderstorms by tomorrow afternoon and evening, mainly across the central and eastern part of the state. As you can see here, as that cold front kind of stalls down towards the south, we'll have a few more hours here through 11 p.m. this evening for really high fire danger here with those microburst winds and those southwesterly winds that will continue to exceed 30 miles per hour at times in the Milford area, down through Canyonland, seeing those 40 mile per hour wind gusts across the Wasatch Front. We've been dealing with some 30 mile per hour winds as well. You'll notice as we get into tomorrow morning, the winds calm quite a bit, but then they ramp in a little bit here. Not quite as strong, but still could see within some of those thunderstorms tomorrow, over 40-mile-per-hour winds. So another windy day, but a lower fire threat because it'll be cooler. You can see it's cloudy out there and it's a bit hazy. We've got some of that smoky skies across the Wasatch Front. That'll clear tomorrow. Still dealing with smoky conditions across the central and southern part of the state. So St. George, you actually are going to be dealing with several days here below normal. So that's a victory there, with some monsoonal moisture working its way in by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then along the Wasatch Front, we had a high of 99 today. Tomorrow will be at 94, so that's a nice cool down there. 97 though on Thursday. Some showers possible by Friday and Saturday. Temperatures here, again, below 100 degrees, so that's a victory, Brian.
Pretty hot stretch, though. I mean, at this point, we're seeing that mid to late July feel pretty normal.
That's right.
Seems like. So here we go with these storms, hoping that they're bringing less lightning, more moisture.
Fingers crossed.
We'll have to wait and
see.
Yeah,
the normal high for this time of year, 95 degrees. That is the peak. That's the hottest time of the year right now through the next 4 weeks. Beyond that, things start to get a little bit cooler.
We can always call it hot here in northern Utah, but I always feel for all of our friends in southern Utah where those temperatures are absurd.
I know.
At times. Absolutely absurd. All right, thank you, Sean. Coming up on Ark Salt Lake, the order was hot and ready, and the suspect was caught and steady. Tempe officers showing dedication to their community and getting pizza to its rightful owner. Taking a look at what is trending now. The Salt Lake City Stars are getting a new look. It's the NBA G League team's new logo and jerseys. President of the organization, Jonathan Reinhardt, says the Stars live by it. It starts here motto, aiming to elevate from within.
Yeah, the team's new colors are mountain purple, sky blue, and midnight black, matching the Jazz's mountain basketball concept. The goal is to make the team look more like the Jazz branding.
Yeah, I don't know what took so long, but glad they're making the move. Police in Tempe, Arizona took a new job description, took on one rather, after arresting a delivery driver during a traffic stop over the 4th of July weekend. Body camera footage shows police arrest the driver who was delivering Little Caesars pizza while driving for Grubhub. The officers then delivered the pizza to its very surprised recipient.
Yeah, Tempe police posted the video on their X account saying the order was hot and ready and the suspect was caught and steady. We're committed to serving our community 24/7, whether it's safety or pizza delivery. That's a surprise.
I just need to know what did the driver do?
Yeah.
We're missing the juice, the juicy details. Either way, she got her pizza, hot and ready. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Utah's missing. Join us then.